Now, by the way, we're here with Indiana Danahue, which Corey does not believe that's your real name.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I mean, I believe it. It's just a bizarre.
Yeah, hippie parents. It's actually like a lot of...
That's Boulder shit, yeah.
Yeah, Fairfield, Iowa.
Okay, I thought maybe they were like NASCAR.
Well, they were really...
No, there's all these like bizarre like planetary positions that are supposed to like identify the like the first consonant or like the first syllable and then however long your name is. And so like the running was Ignatius Ichabod in Indiana.
Wow, they did pick the least goofy of those.
Oh yeah.
If you were named Ichabod, dude, I would not.
Ignatius.
It fits with the personality too well. The Ichabod,
Yeah.
like I needed the...
If he was like my friend Ichabod's gonna come on, I'd be like, no, come on,
Who is
dude.
Ignatius?
Saint.
Saint
I
Ignatius.
don't know.
Saint Ignatius. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those names that died for a good reason.
Right. Yeah, if I was called Iggy, that would have been a nightmare.
Oh no, Iggy.
Oh, never mind.
Iggy
Iggy's all right.
Really?
I'm changing my opinion completely now. Iggy's all right. I mean, you wouldn't want to say Ignatius in middle school, but
Iggy's fucking cool.
Yeah, Iggy's all right.
Yeah, it's great. All right.
okay. Well, we got to the bottom of that quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an empty well. All right, great. We'll cut all this out, all the dead air. We usually start mid-conversation without people knowing, and then we have to cut out their admitting to crimes or just being generally like racist.
There's normally
Cut out
some
racism?
At the beginning. Just at the beginning, because the beginning is worse. It's like a more distilled racism.
We just don't want to start on that.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Let
that's what
people
you've been
get to
thinking
know
about
you
all day.
first.
I now, like when I listen to podcasts, I like more often than I would prefer. I have to be like to myself. I'm like, you're just saying kike for fun. You're not even. It doesn't even have anything to do with the conversation.
Why else would you say it?
Well, no, it is fun and it is
Yeah.
funny. I've found a way to make it not funny. is what's happened.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Well, you work hard and you put in the hours and you figure out how to make racism not funny again every once in a while.
We were on the way over here. He was talking about how his ex-girlfriend sat in on like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner.
Oh, yeah. With my family,
Uh-huh.
who's been like excessively radicalized the last couple of years. And
Which
so,
way?
Yeah, Jewish question, normal, Jew-hating, kind of radicalized.
Right. Okay.
And so, my girlfriend was, my ex-girlfriend was Japanese, and she comes to
Still is.
dinner. Yeah, still Japanese, I think.
In defiance of God. Still choosing to be Japanese. No matter how obviously that's incorrect.
And so it's just my brother and my mother, and they go on an absolute tirade about Jews for like 90 minutes. And
That rules. That's fun.
yeah, it was really fun. And I'm just yes-anding them for forever. And it's going down a dark path.
Racist improv.
Yeah.
I need an ethnic group and a fake genocide.
So we go home, and she's just quiet for 2 days. And then we're on the way to the airport to fly to Seattle to see her family, like after Christmas. Mm-hmm. And she tells me, like, I just want you to know I cannot exaggerate how uncomfortable that dinner made me. I had no idea your family was so racist. I had no idea that you thought it was so funny that your family was that racist.
Listen, to be lectured about racism by a Japanese person is sweetie.
Yeah,
Sweetie,
no,
we
he's going-
just figured out racism. You guys have been fucking refining that shit for it's like calligraphy for you guys. The Japanese have figured out such like complex methods of
origami,
racism.
yeah.
It's origami. Dude.
Yeah, they figured out how to tell the other ones apart.
Which is
Which not even drone cameras can do.
Right.
That's impressive.
No, there's not a facial recognition software that exists that can tell the difference between a Korean and a Japanese person.
Why do you think the Chinese
in
are
their
working
minds.
so hard on facial recognition? It's difficult down there.
Yeah. Especially with a mask on. You're like, what?
What the hell is going on?
So yeah, we get on the flight. We go to Seattle and go to dinner with her family, all Japanese, right?
I assume you're at some sort of like
Place where you got to take your shoes off. You're sitting on cushions.
a lot of walls made out of paper. Are we guessing? Are we close to the?
Oh yeah. So like it is just very Japanese dinner, and it is just a diatribe from all of them about how disgusting Chinese people are.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, dude. We had our.
And did you say anything to her after that?
Oh yeah. No, like at the dinner, I was like, "So, can we talk about Jews now?"
And what'd she say? That's different.
Yeah.
Well, because like we're worn into our racism that's like common here, where like to us when somebody has like they talk about like anti-Semitic conspiracy, which by the way, dude, on a lot of social media, but TikTok especially, anytime somebody brings up a lizard person conspiracy, inevitably somebody in the comments will go, all lizard people conspiracies are rooted in anti-Semitism, so you can't talk about lizards anymore.
Whoa.
Which is
That's a hard
more
dig.
anti-Semitic.
Yeah, that's the most
You're
racist Jew.
You're like, oh, by lizards you mean Jews? It's like, no, that's not what we meant. No, we meant literal lizards.
Well, you don't
go,
think
no,
there
no,
was
no. By kike, I meant Zionist.
You don't think there was any selection pressure for wandering in the desert for 40 days?
Yeah. It's like, dude, no, they're not racist. They're crazy. Like, can we not? But there can't be any separation in those. They have to like, and dude, we have we had a Korean producer for a long time, and
For about 4 episodes.
it felt like forever, but the Koreans' hatred for the Chinese and the Japanese. I mean, like we have all these forces that we've set up over the past like 100 years to suppress racism. They've had none of that. So they just go, no, the Chinese are terrible people. Like they're garbage. They, shit in the streets, which is true. And the Japanese are like dominator, fucking like fascist sociopaths.
How is
But this is
America-
like meta racism because we're like, you know who's racist? The French. God damn, those French people fucking hate the Muslims.
But this is what's fucked up is that she was like, our racism is different. It's not the same.
We say sorry first. Sorry, but.
Do they do?
Oh, yeah. It was like, sorry, but they're just disgusting people. This is my ex-girlfriend's family talking.
Sorry.
This is why that's very Jewish. I think that's why she didn't like them talking shit about the Jews because they've somehow
the Japanese are the Jews of the Orient. Yeah. I've been told.
Don't you dare talk bad about the white Japanese people.
Yeah, they're. So did she understand the parallel, or
yeah.
were you able to get it into her head of like?
Oh, yeah. She thought it was funny afterwards.
Okay, good.
She
Well,
took it
that's nice.
But yeah, how's America like the only country that's like been watched being racist?
Because
It's like the only country with any
because-
diversity. Like it's the only country with
right.
the opportunity.
well,
It's true.
Yeah,
And it is probably the least racist. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
for
It
that
is.
reason, because we've had to coexist for generations.
So we were talking about this, or I brought it up that like I thought that's why white racism is like so obvious, is because like most other forms of racism looks like infighting. You don't really know that Korean is mad at a Chinese person, or that like the
Yeah, you
Mexican
can't tell
is
which
mad
is
at
which.
a Guatemalan. It all looks like infighting. They're probably arguing for a legitimate reason.
what it is that like if people were able to understand like the unadulterated hatred between like Pakistanis and Indians, it's like, dude, you have no idea. Like, that's a fault line of just like rage.
And just even
But
northern
here's the
Indians
reason.
for
Here's
southern
the reason.
Indians.
They don't produce media, and so the world doesn't see what they're doing.
Right.
Whereas we do produce a shitload of media. That's our main.
The Jews produce all the media.
Oh, sorry.
And they're
My bad.
Yeah, apparently you're not tuning into Bollywood cinema because the Pakistani guy's always the villain.
Listen, who do you think runs Indian banks? I don't know what those would be, but
There's like one Jew out there.
there's one in a robe.
Some Saudi guy.
he's like, no, I'm just like you. I've but
hitting on all the women, just like, oh, excuse me, I don't know if you noticed. And they're like, gee, you're fine, just don't rape me.
Their shit isn't on blast, dude. Like, I'm sure, like in
Yeah, the Middle East shit is not on blast.
no. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not. But not like in media, and that's what people think that the media is the real thing, and it's like the fact. There's not going to be dude. How many white guy realizes the error of his racist ways movies have there been in America in the last 20 years alone? Maybe longer than that. I'm detached from time now, but let's say 30 years, because like let's include the 90s. It's so
realize the Arab is racist.
The Arab is racist. Where he realizes the error of his racism.
Oh,
where,
okay, sorry.
Dude, like Bill Burr had that bit where he's like, how many times can we keep watching the movie where he's like,
get out of the pool.
Yeah, get out of the pool.
Yeah.
It's like we can't, but there's so many that like Remember the Titans or whatever the fuck.
So
Our shit is on blast. And
Old Yeller. Just naming irrelevant movies.
Remember that movie about the guy who realizes that it's not okay to hate the Chinese? Old Yeller.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that movie had a racial connotation this whole time. Why do you have to kill Old Yeller?
He was like, "Get out of here!"
Rabies is a China virus. Turns out.
Oh fuck!
You ate a bat, doggy. Time to go.
So what are you saying? Movies need to go the other direction?
No, I'm not saying that anything has to do anything. What I'm saying is that we don't see the racism in other cultures because their culture hasn't gotten to this level where, like, our American culture is saturated.
They're not even self-conscious yet, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the consumers
They're
of the
being racist.
No.
Saying maybe when your society progresses to a point where you can examine yourself, you dirty fucking whatevers. Maybe when you evolve,
maybe when you produce
media,
a Martin Scorsese, you can have things to say about race. But until
then, you dumb, dirty.
I mean, kind of it is that way because they don't have the infrastructure. Like we had infrastructure that's set up that allowed these guys to create. To invest millions of dollars into.
They don't have the means to be racist.
That's right. That is actually what I'm saying.
Or to cure their own racism, whatever.
Well, or to project it around the world like we've done.
Well, it is like American culture everywhere.
Right. Well, because we were incredibly wealthy. We were the most wealthy for a long time. So whose art is going to get produced? American art. Because they have the most disposable income. It's all about disposable income. Once these other countries, what? I mean, you must have seen like South Korean culture like start to eke its way in. It's because they have a shitload of money right now.
Oh, I thought it was just because their women look like kids.
That's a fringe benefit that we all enjoy. We all look at them and we go, "Thank God, 30-year-old women look like children in your culture." That, and by the way, that is, a supremacy of a kind.
K-pop?
K-pop makes sweeping Epstein Island under the rug a little bit easier.
Exactly. A part of what's going to make the next great culture is their ability to make grown women look like children. That's as good as developing nuclear weapons, as far as I'm concerned, in a geopolitical sense.
Yeah, probably. Like hiding under the desk for like other reasons.
What?
What are we talking about?
He's talking about
like the Cold War of Pedophilia.
The Cold Like, kids, I need you to with a nuclear bomb, they said put your head between your own legs. I'm going to need you to put your head between my legs now.
They're all coming from Cuba.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if we take away all these children from these politicians, they're going to attack more innocent countries. They're just going to be sexually frustrated and angry. Just let them fuck the kids, and they'll calm down.
No, you keep trying to. Every time I make a point on this podcast, you go, here's what you're saying. Let the politicians fuck. No, Alan. That's never what I'm saying.
You've been trying to say it for 27 episodes now.
We can't. Someday I'm going to get this through to you that I'm not defending pedophilia.
Not defending it. It has its upside.
God damn it.
It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. If you don't let the politicians rape children, there's going to be more wars. So,
I mean, probably.
No, I mean, listen, this is the hard bargain that we're going to have to fucking reckon with, is that's true.
Like, Bill Clinton was like fiending. He was like, where are all the Haitian kids? I'm fucking literally a chubby chick in the office, and
he had to fuck a Pollock. Just to make ends meet, dude. Like,
just to make ends meet.
Do you understand, like, how, like, desperate you have to get before you fuck a fat Pollock? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Some of these, if we're going to have to import children from these Pacific islands, it is,
which there's no way around.
There's just no way around it.
That's so funny that, like, the whole time during that try, he's like just like wiping sweat off his brow that this is what he's going down for.
Yeah, he's like,
right, yeah,
dude. He's like, oh, they don't even know about the children I fucked? Oh, good. Oh, fine. No, the cigar, whatever. Yes.
Oh, the intern. Oh, the intern. Well, it depends what you mean by is.
Yeah. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, that grown woman.
What would have been here's where the Overton window has shifted. The Overton window has shifted that Donald Trump was able to, like, bring all these women that had accused Bill Clinton of rape to a debate. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But what we're not ready for, and what should have happened, and this is why Donald Trump is not a leader and should be completely abandoned as a political figure, is if he was a real man, if he was a real motherfucker, if he was a real G, he would have brought the children that are still children that Bill Clinton had raped in the 6 months previous to that debate. He would have been like,
no. Because then Bill Clinton could have been like, and snapped his fingers, and they would have jumped up on stage, attacked him with spears.
These were Slavic children.
They were Slavic children?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know that those children were.
Well, the Clinton Foundation in Haiti was where they got most of the kids. But let's not split hairs.
Listen. You take the Haitian.
I'm being racist towards Haitians right now. Do not try to make me be racist towards white people.
You're more racist to Haitians than I am, dude. Don't
buy have spears. Come on, it's ridiculous, Corey.
Do you remember that?
You don't use spears.
Do you remember that Dean Martin song, "Too Many Spears"? Too many spears to chuck is whatever. That was an old reference. Some boomer's gonna get the joke, and they're gonna be like, "These guys fucking rule." But not.
Yeah, they got rid of that one long before "Baby It's Cold Outside." They're like, we got to get rid of all these pedophilic Christmas anthems.
"Baby It's Haitian on My Dick." Have you heard that one? What I'm saying, you take the Haitian children and you sell them and you trade them for Slavic children.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a come up.
Yeah.
Sounds like a business model. 2020
glow up. I started from the Haitians. Now we're here. All right, sorry.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, how are they going to punish the whites for everything we've supposedly done? They must make all the children. They need to get like Swedish child slaves.
That's what I was so.
Or like Nordic, fucking whatever the most pure Icelandic.
I want Greta Thunberg to be picking cotton by the end of this year. And if she's not, then we failed in our quest for social justice. Wouldn't that make everything right, though? In a way, wouldn't it be a nice gesture if at least let's have her spend a day picking cotton, and we could have photo opportunities and.
Well, as soon as like autism becomes like the most privileged sector. Then she would be the target, right?
Well, it already kind of is, isn't it? I mean, nobody's run the numbers, but I'm
Elon
pretty sure
Musk, Justin Trudeau,
Well, I mean,
all autistic.
autism is probably from being like poorly socialized as an infant, from like
Probably.
you know, yeah.
if you were socialized by needles.
I was thinking Nintendo.
If your first male role model was a syringe, you might be autistic.
yeah, everybody.
Get her done.
You might be autistic.
If your first human encounter was an inoculation.
Dude, my brother used to freak.
You might not make a whole lot of eye contact.
My brother used to like he was asthmatic and he had like a lot of allergies and shit, so they had to like inject him with stuff all the time. He's Jewier than me. I don't know. I don't think either of us are Jewish, but
You're ambiguously. You could get away with a lot.
If Judaism is a spectrum, like autism, which I believe it is, then he's higher on the spectrum than me. I think he also might be autistic a little bit, but I remember him like they would try to inject him with stuff, and they would have to have like multiple. He was a child, and they would have to have multiple doctors in to hold him down. It was like a traumatic experience for him.
Yeah,
it's getting harder and harder to inject poison into these infants. I don't understand why they don't want monkey liver. You don't want diseased monkey liver shot into your forearm, sweetheart.
Is that one of the
Welcome to humanity.
What are you, stupid?
Oh, you don't want to learn all of our sins in one fucking push of the syringe?
What do you want to have eye contact as just an option in the future? Get out of here.
You want to love your mom? Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think so.
This fucking guy.
She's not breastfeeding. We gave her some chemical powder. She's going to dissolve in water.
Yeah, I mean, like avoiding eye contact.
You like a nipple, bitch? I don't think so. Drink this shit.
There is a spectrum. Because
You want some Ovaltine?
There's like a practice, like a meditative practice that people do, like for whatever, like quote unquote, like spiritual reasons or whatever, where they just make eye contact for like long periods of time. And that scares the fuck out of me. Like, do you want to make eye contact with somebody? Like, imagine making eye contact with somebody for 10 minutes straight.
You've taken LSD.
Yeah, but
you can do it. And that's why people don't like you.
Yeah.
Because you're making too much eye contact.
Yeah.
Like, your pupil is the size of your forehead, and you keep looking through me.
Yeah.
I don't even know myself that well. Do not look at me.
Yeah, like the optimum is definitely like uncomfortable with like in excess of 60 seconds of eye contact.
Well, I mean, there's a number of seconds where you can make eye contact, and if you go over that, people will start to distrust you. They'll like,
yeah, you look like a predator.
Yeah. Okay.
That's intimidating.
Yeah. At some point, you go from like, confident to sexity to Dahmer and
right. So, but if we go too much eye contact is predatory, then a total lack of eye contact is just prey, and
right.
that's what. So, what are they doing? Why is there such an uptick in autism? And now they go, well, we didn't have testing, but I say it's because you're making people into prey.
Well, yeah, you want to shirk them from confrontation.
It's so interesting, the arguments they make, because they go, well, autism isn't going up. It's just that we're testing more. And in the same breath, they go, COVID is going up because we're testing more. So you cannot eat your cake and have it too. I don't want to fuck up.
Let's say it perfectly as Ted as
Let's
Uncle
not
Ted.
get Ted Kaczynski busted again.
It is eat your cake and have it too, right?
Yes.
That is the Ted Kaczynski version.
Yeah, you have to eat it before you have it as well. Before you have it and eat it.
Yeah.
It's like Hillary Clinton once said, you can't eat this Haitian boy and then still have him afterwards.
Once that adrenochrome is gone, it's gone.
These are the best pedophiles on the planet, and they're going to Haiti and Africa.
No.
That's what
maybe
we're
that's
about.
just where I can't relate.
Listen, no. See, this is where you're wrong. Is because you got to get the child scared, and this is
they have the
not only the first time they've seen a white person.
Yeah, all these white kids are vaccinated. They don't know what fear is anymore.
Exactly.
You can't even build up adrenochrome in the goddamn gland.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. We figured it out.
These fucking white kids are so privileged they don't even know how to get afraid that somebody's going to eat them.
Dude, if we cannot prove...
Imagine the privilege.
If
Bill Gates ran his way through
listeners
Africa.
of this show how much of a whore reason is, but every day we keep showing people, like flashcards, we keep showing them how much reason is a whore. If they don't get it by now, then they're not going to get it. But, sorry, go ahead. The white...
Well, we like a whore. That's why reason's cool. I mean, science is the biggest whore we've ever had. It's a better whore than religion was. Because science is now like more like you can literally on the fly fucking new scientist, new team, new study, say whatever you want.
That's right. Well, that study was
nobody can
out.
question it because you go, well, you're not an expert. And you go, I read the paper. They did their statistics wrong. You go, no.
They can't fucking replicate anything.
The reproducibility crisis. They can't reproduce even the simplest. And you know what's interesting about that? It's not even like it used to be in the social sciences, the behavioral sciences.
Like marshmallow tests and stuff like that?
Yeah, like of course you can't reproduce the Stanford prison experiment.
You could probably reproduce the mushroom test or marshmallow test. Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't hold. Like their findings.
But the reproducibility crisis is even in like physics.
Yeah,
they can't reproduce landmark physics experiments.
Yeah, the push to publish is like, yeah, we'll kick people out of a job.
You're just getting tenure. That's what I learned when I was in a research lab in college. They're just all trying to get tenure. They don't give a fuck.
It's like how evolution turns.
Drive a Miata and fuck my students.
Yeah. Look at how hot this chick is. I'm not supposed to fuck her. It's crazy. She respects me?
Yeah, if they just kept like freshmen and sophomore out of these professors' classes, like real science would get done.
But dude, no, because listen, they're not. You're right, 100% right. That is a
That's why
correct
all the
take.
best scientists were
How
asexual.
Can you do science with hot 18, 19-year-old bitches milling around you? You can't get anything fucking done.
I was in high school. I couldn't fucking do algebra with them in front of me.
Take a page from Einstein's book. Fuck your cousin and derive the goddamn equation.
They're so slutty that they're. Do you know? This is honestly an argument for the burqa.
Oh no, I'm totally on board with the burqa.
Clearly,
cool.
we
we're
are.
Fucking, yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah. All right. We're on board for the burqa.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, if you want to get
we didn't realize the wisdom of Islam until we knew about respiratory droplets. Turns out actually a facial covering.
Turns out this is going to help everybody. Listen, I don't want a virus.
Let's put it on men too.
Listen,
nobody gets a voice.
You know,
sometimes you get to the right answer for the wrong reasons. They won't let women drive. It's the same thing.
2 years ago, everybody was worried about rape culture. Now they're worried about a virus. This solves both those problems. It's fine. You know what I mean? Just get a burqa on. But here's the thing: is that because America has become such a liberal place, women have to take it upon themselves to put on a burqa. We can't put on the burqa for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, how more provocative can it get? Like, do you think it's a pendulum that like has to go the other way? I mean, the reason I'm pro burqa is like nudity is just fucking boring. There has to be something to remove Floridian intrigue.
Yes, but it may be farther than you think, because now it's just like femboys dressed as sexy maids. That's before we get to the burqa, we have to go through all the phases of femboy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Is nudity boring?
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I think we got.
It might not be boring to you, but the fact that we have femboy hooters implies that yes, it's boring. It's getting boring to the mass culture. Yeah.
But we've never tried. I mean, we tried it, and then we apparently all decided that it was too dangerous, and we need to wear loincloths and cut the boys' penis tips off because it's getting too violent out there. But I mean, like, it's boring. I've been to it. I tell you, I went to a hot spring. It was like a nude hot spring. I was not bored.
No.
Well, that's because there's 400 of them there.
This is where you're misunderstanding me. Before we get to nudity, before we get to full-on nudity being totally fine in society, we have to go through every stage of femboy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I guess.
We have to get through every stage of cross-dressing, every stage of non-binary, every stage of trans
before we just go back
before we
to,
just get back.
Oh,
to
I forgot we're animals.
Oh, I just want to fuck holes, and if you show me your hole, I'll fuck it. That's what we need to get back to. The kind of the dignity of just fucking a hole. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this Garden of Eden. Apparently, we decided we ate some fruit.
And you're going to know that all of a sudden you're going to be connected to the lived experience of the person connected to the hole you're fucking, this is knowledge that human beings were not supposed to have. This was for the gods and the gods alone. We were just supposed to fuck holes and not know what that was connected to. We just go, no, I'm just trying to dump a load into...
So doggy style only?
Mostly.
I mean, like the big change was being able to have sex face to face. Yeah, if it's just about holes, like every other animal.
Wait, are we the only animal that does that?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, maybe like birds or something.
No, because
like
even that, I submit that you could be face to face fucking somebody because I've done
monkeys
it before.
don't.
I've been face to face. I've been face to face.
Really? I'm gonna look into this.
Not my monkey.
I've been face to face with
my monkey prefers to look the other way, but I don't know. There are other monkeys.
I've been face to face fucking somebody and not seen them.
Oh, of course. It's
sure.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying is like, so that's, let's not get caught up
More
in that.
often than not.
More often than not. You're like, listen, I don't want to.
I'm not trying to have a spiritual connection, bitch.
If
Turn
I see
over.
you as a person, my dick is not going to be able to be hard anymore.
Yeah, who
Like,
are you
this is
thinking about?
Impossible.
Has it ever been the person in front of you?
Oh yeah, sure. A couple times, yeah.
A couple times. The first time, yeah.
A handful of times. Yes. I've been lucky.
Oh, you're also God too? I'm God and
Nobody
you're God.
wants to stick it in God's ass.
How about this, God? Turn over. Let me come on God's ass right now because I do not want to look in God's eyes while I do this.
See, and that's why we should have not eaten the fruit of consciousness. We should just be fucking holes and we'd be happy. We wouldn't be here.
We got bored of that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got tired
But this is what I'm saying is you think that we're much further from full nudity being accepted than you think. We got to go through.
Oh, I don't think it's close.
All these series. Do you know how many levels of femboy we have to go through before we get to that?
It's getting more repressive by the day. We're like, there's some wave to it, but it seems to me we're getting more repressive.
In what way? Like, what?
Maybe in sexuality, but not in nudity.
No, sexuality.
How are we getting more repressive in sexuality?
It's just my feeling. I mean, when you look at like,
I think
when you look at
your feelings are
free love. How are we? We had free love.
Yeah, no, it's 60s. Getting freer. Trust me.
It's getting freer than that?
Yeah.
I promise you this.
It is?
Yeah.
Get on TikTok, you fuck.
There's Tinder. I mean, it's like definitely getting like 100 times freer for women. Like
is it? Okay.
Yeah, the curve doesn't look the same for men. But
absolutely.
Like,
no,
free
dude,
love
your
is like
of this is totally distorted.
You've had sex with 2 men before you got married? That was free love in the 60s.
Right. Now it's like if you bring up they call it a body count, dude. If you bring up somebody's body count, you're a dick, which is fine. I'm not making a moral claim about that. But what I'm saying is, like, the idea that we're not getting more open. Yes, I
voted for Obama. No, I don't know about Yemen or Pakistan or Syria
dude, that's
or
what it's
Somalia.
going to get to is people are going to be like it's going to be less about whether or not somebody's physically attractive and whether or not they like are a neocon or something. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just going to dictate.
Well, that's the end game of identity politics. Is that your fucking list of descriptors is your whole dating profile.
That's right.
And it's already getting that way. I mean, like Eharmony's 23 points of ideology or whatever. I don't know. I have actually not been on Eharmony, but the end game of that is that you just go, I am a liberal, poly, believe in science, whatever, and they're just like, yeah, you can fuck anybody.
Who wants to fuck somebody that they agree with?
That is a great question that's not being asked
in our nature, we don't. But that's what's so fucked up about online dating is that you're trying to decide on a mate based on these abstract qualities that if you met in a bar, you'd be like, get the fuck away from me.
You want to fuck somebody that you hate, but just a little bit. you don't want to hate them in totality, but you want them to be capable of being hated.
Yeah, I don't know what to call them, but like
Japanese. Sorry.
Not as bad as advertised. But just like these far left men who, like simp themselves into relationships and then like
their sex appeal is a list of adjectives.
Yeah. Like women aren't actually attracted to it. It's like they find their way in at like their most desperate.
That's right.
Yeah. But that's the thing is they're not trying to fuck women. They're trying to fuck non-binary dudes in maid costumes. I'm being dead serious. I really think that's what they're doing.
No, it's women on their way down.
Or women on their way down.
Women on their way down
women
who just want a guy they can control.
Yeah, dating their food.
That's right.
Yeah, this
dating
is like
their food. That's right.
Yeah,
like their food.
And we come back to Hillary Clinton.
Damn, bro.
You can't eat the Haitian boy and have it
right,
too.
Right.
These women need to understand. Hillary Clinton was tried to teach us a long time ago.
But like for the
it takes a village.
No, but it takes a village to eat a Haitian village.
For the same reason, she's not going to find that attractive, and she's going to want like a more masculine man. Like you don't want to date a girl as racist as you.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, because more racist than me is Republican. And that chick's going to be an emotional sap on me that I cannot handle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just she came from too good of a home. She's going to fucking...
You're just scared of her father. Just be honest.
Her father's a fucking pussy. That's why he's a Republican. No, I'm not absolutely not afraid of her father. Her father's a fucking... her father's a spineless faggot. That is
with
what
a
her...
big old shotgun.
Fine, he's got a shot. Who gives a shit? I was raised around guns, fucker. I don't give a fuck about... I'm not afraid of guns, dude. Listen, they're going to be high maintenance to a degree that I just don't have the... I want like...
the racist girl is going to be high maintenance.
I don't know, man. Like maybe like a bitchy communist might be too hard. That might be too far. That might be too much tension. Where we would, do you know what I mean? That's
there
hard
are
sell.
Gender roles that are useful.
Yeah, I'm not sure, dude. Maybe I want a girl that straight up hates me. Maybe that's why I should be in a relationship with, just a girl that's like.
Well, then, yeah, you do want a communist.
So maybe, yeah, okay. Listen. I don't know for sure. Maybe that's the case. I'm willing to try it out. I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm trying to find a girl with a septum piercing, and I'm gonna get her on board.
Easy.
It should be. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, all you need is septum pierced and hates you.
That's
most of the country. Yeah.
Plenty of fish. Plenty of fucking septum pierced fish that hate you out there.
All right. Well, let's hope then. All right. Well, I feel better now. So great. This has been a good...
Just put on your Tinder, I know I look like I might have heritage, but I am white. And you will find everything you're seeking. No,
because I want to bury the lead of how white I am. Do you know what I mean? You want to bury your...
you want her to think you're a person of color, and then after the first time you fucked her, you're like, by the way...
Yeah. Slowly finds out that I'm ironically alt-right. She's like, no. I was like, yeah, but do you like it? And she's like, yeah, kind of. You know what I mean? That's the...
Now she's addicted to it. I
now
get
she
what
digs
you're
it.
Yeah.
Because we're getting big. Dude, I remember it.
I think girls love finding out that they made a mistake.
Dude, because here's the thing with women is that they are constantly making mistakes. And it's so, because we pad the world around them, it's so rare that they get to see that they made a mistake. So when you really, like, this is why they're like, this is going to sound a bit unacceptable, but this is why they like getting hit. I don't hit them, but this is why they like getting hit, because getting hit is the ultimate version of finding out you've made a mistake. You go, oh, fuck, like it jars your brain, like the physical object of your that perceives the world. It jars that, and they go, I made a mistake. But there's a beauty to that because it connects them to the human condition in a way.
Yeah, like I haven't gotten feedback on my behavior in years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Finally.
Exactly.
Finally an honest response to my horseshit. Good Lord, I was living in a world of illusions.
Yeah, it's the quickest way from like the pinnacle of denial back like all the way down just to like the first laws of thermodynamics.
Exactly.
Like an option in motion will stay in motion.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fucking right. But that connects you to the real world. That's why I've talked to so many chicks that were in abusive relationships, and they go, "Oh, this is you. This is your yoga. This is what grounds you in the morning. Is you wake up and you get a guy to slap you, and you go." And now I'm centered. I feel my chakras are aligned, and it's what gets them. That's what gets them there. I don't agree with it, but
yeah. It's, what's the injection that brings you out of like an OD?
Narcon.
Yeah, exactly. It's
their Narcon.
Female Narcon.
We've made the world a heroin to them, and they need Narcon. The Narcon of a full force male punch to the jaw in order to.
Because that scene in Get Him to the Greek, they give him adrenaline. Right in the sternum.
Yeah.
When he
I mean, that's like
what is
Pulp
Narcon?
Fiction. Narcon is like that. It just gets you out of heroin, opioid ODs.
So it must be some major upper.
So, yeah.
Okay.
She's just been reality testing for weeks.
Well, dude, there's a certain like level of chick where you're like, yeah, you've been disconnected, like through whatever, through family trauma or whatever. You involuntarily disconnected from reality. Getting punched in the face, it feels good in a way that people don't want to admit, but it does because you go, there's all this like yogi Eastern mysticism to get you back into your body and back into the moment. Nothing gets you back into your body and back into the moment faster than getting punched in the face. Like that, you just go, oh. And especially when another one's coming, you're like, like there is kind of a perfection and an enlightenment in that good luck replacing that. Like just because these women found a cheat code to reality, you're gonna fucking get mad at them. They could get away. Like we've created institutions around them where they can get away from that pretty easily. Like we've developed the culture where it's like if some guy's beating the shit out of you, we'll all beat the shit out of them,
and they run back. Because
they like reality. And that's sadly, the only way they've figured out how to get there.
We're so far from it. So many illusions that finally something real. That's the whole idea of Fight Club. Just give me some real masculinity. This is all it's all manicured bullshit reality. Like there's nothing real about it. It's all surrogate activities.
Right.
You're not
There's
doing
nothing surrogate
really
about getting rocked in the fucking head. There is nothing surrogate about that. That just, you're like, oh, all right. Like,
you got your ass beat last weekend? No, I had an epiphany.
Yeah, I came to some. Yeah, it feels good. It feels cleansing in a way. I'm not against it, but
I mean, at the very least, they find out that their man has dignity.
Wait, who the guy? Wait, hold on.
The hitter.
Hold on. Let's clear this up. The guy who hits him?
Yeah.
Has
dignity? Like has hard boundaries.
Yeah.
Like they won't cower.
See, this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying. Years ago, I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends, and it was my friend and his wife, and then another friend of mine. And I watched my friend like try to like couples counsel these two. I mean, we were fucked up and on drugs, but I was like, it took me. I don't think I was ever able to actually explain to him. I was like, this is their thing. They like getting in fights together because, like, through that interaction, they reify their relationship. They reify their closeness. Now, I know it seems bad to us or it seems unacceptable. Like, they weren't hitting each other or anything like that, but they were just, bitter sniping shit that they would say to each other. But it reified their relationship because they were, like, it's
finding the boundaries.
Well, that was what they were doing. They go, if I can say the worst thing to you and you still love me, then you really love me. It's like, yeah, that's a distorted way that I wouldn't want to live, but that's the way they live. And it's fine. And they have been married for like a decade or whatever.
Well, you must know several couples where that's essentially their foreplay.
Most couples, probably.
You don't want to find out. You don't want to find out the boundary at the wrong time. That's why you do that. You have these intense moments where you try to find the boundary artificially because you don't want to be in an actual crucial situation with someone who you think is your life partner or whatever.
Financial life falls apart or something, like whatever.
Yeah,
like that.
Shit
then
hits
becomes
the
real.
fan.
No, it's like no. Let's get drunk and we'll play fight
Exactly. So
We'll
you know
fight.
that
And
if
we'll
it
make
actually
this-
happens, you know where the... I get why women pick fights like that, because they're going, listen, if we're going to be together, I'm a piece of trash. So there's going to be a lot of problems. I need to know right away how you're going to react to that.
Right.
And they want to find out before they'll even let you lick their asshole. I need to know right now, how are you going to react when I get possessive in public? How are you going to react when I have a problem with my family and I retract for 3 days or whatever their things are?
Fuck yeah, exactly. No, exactly, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, hit me, perfect."
Some of them.
Good, reminds me of my dad.
Some of them, dude. I mean, that's true. And like, I don't know, man. I personally, to me, that kind of violence is like unacceptable and whatever. But it's like, it is. I don't like it.
Weird ideological.
I don't like it. But what I'm saying is that like this is how you know that we're not treading into interesting territory, like in our thoughts, is where you go, all right, what stick with me on this. What if there's a relationship where a dude is punching a girl in the face, and that's right? I'm not saying that it is, but let's play some games with ourselves ideologically. Let's find out where we are by let's play a game and try to justify that. I'm not saying we should justify that legally or otherwise, but this is how we expand our understanding of the universe. Is we go, let me take this
Domestic
thing that
violence is how you increase consciousness. That's what you're saying.
Listen, I'm not saying that, but somebody could hear this.
Somebody could try to summarize what you're saying.
They could hear this,
So
and they could understand what I'm saying, and they could do what's necessary.
After taking psilocybin, LSD, and ecstasy, I've realized that you can reach these places of consciousness.
That's right.
And you can even do it without drugs.
Sure, yeah.
By hitting women. Not by meditating.
You think Wim Hof breath exercise? No. I'm talking
cold shower. Wait till you fucking
wind up and just lay into. Yeah.
If you've ever had the thought, "Who knows she's here?" go through your head. It's invigorating.
I
think it was Gandhi who said, "Hit me, bitch."
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, I don't know if it's right. In my moral framework, it's not correct. It's not right, and it kind of shouldn't be tolerated. But I've looked in women's eyes and like had.
You're more Jewish than you look.
Yeah, I've looked in women's eyes and like seen in them where they're like, "This is my only connection to the world. Fuck you for taking this away from me, you fucking piece of shit." And I've been like, okay, I don't want it. Whatever. Your life. I don't give a shit. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that information. But I watched a guy, like, I was leaving his house because he was about to get into a fucking DV, a domestic violence. I was leaving his house, dude, and his girlfriend, who I'm like, I'm leaving because I think he's about to beat you, and I don't know what to do here.
And you're like, I'm on his side, so I'm going to give him the.
No, I was not. I was not on either of their side. They're both garbage. But she like comes up. She's mad because I'm leaving, and I'm like.
She wants you to play a part in their psychodrama,
right? In their psychodrama, and because I like she came up to me, and we were like in bathing suits because we were like in hot, and I'm like backing out of the yard. I'm like telling my buddy who drove us there. I'm like, give me your fucking keys. Like, we're going now. We're leaving now. This is about to get fucking white trash crazy. I know. I've been here before. I know what this is. And she comes up to me and says something to me, and I was like, no. And it was that. It was me saying, no, I'm not taking part in your psychodrama. This is your own shit. And the second I said that, she backed up, and her boyfriend started punching me in the fucking face hard as fuck. Like literally, like there was my buddy had my blood splattered on his fucking shirt from trying to pull this guy off of me. And then he punched the shit out of my face. And then like I stood up and I was like, what the fuck? And then he started hugging me and apologizing. I was like, this is fucking crazy. But I don't. If you think you can help,
then you fell in love with this guy. Now you understand where this girl's coming from.
I go. I'm here now. I'm here. I'm like,
let's get back in the hot tub, sweetheart.
I'm in the moment. Let's fuck. No, it was fucking stupid. Then I had to deal with the cops. It was a whole fucking thing, and my face was all fucked up.
Well, it's weird because you tried to get out of it, and they still managed to project it onto you.
because I was telling them no.
Yeah.
And they go, well, if you're saying no, then you're casting doubt on the whole psychodrama. And that makes you a real danger.
Yeah, you I guess you just got to leave quietly. I don't know what you do.
Don't do what I did, because what I did was get my ass beat in the street.
Yeah, that's not how you do it.
That didn't work out.
You can, I mean, what she wanted you to do is stand up to him, which would have ended the same way. So it went that way either. But you can call the police. You could do that. You can call the police. That's not going to fix anything.
Psychodrama ends with him punching somebody in the fucking face. That's their thing.
Well, maybe it ends with him getting arrested.
But this is what I'm saying is like there is going to be a point.
Because if he gets arrested, then he's actually bottom dog.
I'm not dying on this fucking hill, dude. But no, and like it was a whole thing because I wouldn't rat on him because I don't fucking like police. I'm like, listen, I sure as fuck don't like the guy that just punched me in the fucking face several times. But still, I still like him better than the police. I hate
they don't
cops.
help.
But the point is, if we're gonna have, eventually, there's gonna come a point where the anti-domestic violence comes to a loggerheads with the anti-kink shaming,
right?
And we're gonna have to deal with that. I'm sorry, I don't make the fucking rules. Luckily a pretty vanilla guy, so I'm not gonna be a part of this whole
the new
exchange that you all
the
have.
New don't ask to touch a black woman's hair is gonna be don't ask a white woman about her bruise. It's not right. You don't know what she's into.
Can I touch your black eye? No. This is our culture. How dare you? But it is their culture.
Yeah, we'll get there.
It is their culture. Sorry, I'm from white trash America, man. I'm not talking out of my ass. I know this is where I'm from, and I'm telling you, the kink shame, that Venn diagram is going to close up soon, and they're not going to like.
I mean, I think we're already there with Me Too.
We're still at such a childish point of it.
Well, you can shame a man's kinks.
I
don't know if we'll ever get to the point where you're not supposed to shame a man's fetishes.
That men are too scared to behave in the way that women want them to during sex.
But it's still, yeah, you're right. But it's still a childish version of it.
What do you mean?
It's like undeveloped in that way because, like I'm saying, dude, like we're having a conversation. Like, do you like it? Do you like it when I cut off the cut off your carotid artery? And it's like, dude, there are people out there that are like, the only way I can come is literally if you full force punch me in the face. Like, I'm not while we're fucking, but you have to do that before we fuck. Oh that way God. I can.
But you know what I mean? Lewis told me the funniest fucking story last night. He told me he was with this chick who liked to have her head smacked against the headboard, and he said that one time he smashed her head fucking through the wood, broke the headboard, and he said that she stained both sides of the futon.
That's right.
She got so wet she fucking dripped through the whole fucking futon.
I've heard this kind of shit.
He goes, I can't use that futon.
He was like, she loved it. You had to shove taquitos into her mouth.
First of all, where do you get a futon with a headboard? I didn't ask this question last night, but this doesn't check out.
From what's that?
He had to put up a fucking headboard on his futon. He had to install one.
I try to do this joke, what women are wearing. It's like, oh, you should have seen what she was wearing. She was asking for it. It's like, guys, they're fucking never asking for it. Because asking for it ruins the fantasy.
That's a great bit. That's a great point.
That's why.
Yeah, you can't ask, like, how hard she wants to choke. Like, be choked. It's like
when you say to a woman, it's like when you say, what do you want me to do to a woman, and you just see all of the sex drain out of her face. What do you want me to do? No. I want you to figure it out.
They're like
yeah.
Women are like the IRS. They're like, you guess, and if you're wrong, then fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're locked out.
I want you to go 30% farther than I'll let you.
Right. But this is the thing is that
which explains the pay gap.
It is it's exactly this. I want you to make up that 77 cents on the dollar that I fucking.
That's where they want to be.
I want you to try 24 cents harder than you think you need to.
Imagine you're working at a shirtwaist factory, and is that what it's called? Old timey. This is an old timey.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever. It's a sweatshop joke. I don't know. I'm gonna listen. No, dude, my buddy was telling me he was choking out this chick while he was fucking, and she just like went limp, and he was like,
she went limp. Yeah. Holy shit!
And he was like, there was a moment where I was like, I might have killed her, and then she like came, like he slapped her around, I guess, and then she came to.
She's like, all right, now it's my turn.
No, she came to, and she was like, sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out, but that was awesome. It's
what?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god,
dude, they're giving us no guidebook, and then getting mad at us when we've it's such bullshit. But it does really.
I was with this girl. I met this girl on Tinder who was like, she just kept saying, "Kidnap me." She was like, "Just put me in the trunk," and I was like, "That's funny." Like it was like a joke we were doing.
Listen, you're 14. I absolutely cannot do this.
Yeah, close enough. It was like, fuck, this is really what you're into. You really like that fucking serial killer shit, but I don't know. At a certain point, like, there's a certain... So I can go...
Once you're queering Alan off of something, you know that you've gotten into a dark place that, like, you shouldn't be at. You know what I mean?
It's just that level of... If I know that you really just are into this and it would never turn into anything more than that, but it's necessarily going to become more than that when you're fucking around with hitting somebody and physical... Like, you don't know somebody and then what you're doing is a crime if viewed by an outsider who doesn't know that she asked you for it. So she's, yeah, hit me. I'm wet. I'm fucking wet all over the fucking stool. She might be, but the wrong guy sees that. That's
or
kind of the fun of it.
Instead of going 30%, you go 40%. Now you're just beating the shit out of a woman.
And also, like, I'm willing to go 20 or 30% past what I think is hot. If you think it's hot, but then there's a certain point where I'm like, I don't know. This is now getting into, I don't know who hurt you.
I'll just go, I'll verbally insult you, and that's the best I can do. I'll call you fat or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe I can get it in that way, because I'm not gonna fucking hit a chick. And I don't.
This is what women really want. Guy to call him fat.
You fat fucking pig. What are you?
They can't admit it, but that's what they're looking for.
They're like, either choke me or compare me to Rosie O'Donnell. One of the two. That's the only way I can. I don't know. I'm pretty vanilla. It's very hard. Like, it's very hard for me to like want to choke a chick. And
this is why you need to date a communist.
Why? Because she'll
something that you don't want to. You want her to stop talking. You'll suddenly understand the appeal,
dude. Listen, you just tapped into something that may be very fucking true. I just need a woman that I hate to be like, because I need.
But she hates herself too. She wants you to teach her that.
Teach her to listen. I'm just reading Milton Friedman to her as I'm joking. Listen, the public schools this is not. There's no incentive structure.
Personal choice, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll get there.
So these bitches will not listen to you talk about the Federal Reserve unless they're struggling to breathe. Sometimes it's the lengths you got to go to.
No, but
I'm sorry, you don't want to be educated.
We could turn that around. We'll cut this part out of the end because we're getting too big into secrets. But here's how we talk. Here's how we explain that to them. We go, here's the thing: women are so smart that the only way that we can get you to understand our dumb economics is if we cut off your air supply.
Oxygen, yeah.
And there you go. Let them feel superior as they're being victims.
That's right.
Then you complete that's the yin and yang.
That's right.
Superior victim. You are the superior victim.
There we go. All right,
you're the chosen victim. You like Jewish women.
Yeah. You're a Jewish woman. Perfect. All right. Well,
just admit it.
We found a...
I think those are where your fat lines will land hard.
Yeah. Are you your fat Jewish woman? She goes, what? I can't hear you. You're choking too hard.
Choking her through her CPAP machine. She just turned down the knob. She's like, oh man, I'm so wet. I'm just going to unplug this thing. She's like, do it.
Do it.
This shit must happen in nursing homes.
Yes,
absolutely.
Like it's like old, it's like senior BDSM, where they're like, I'll fucking Turn down your pacemaker.
I'll fold up your fucking. What is it? What are those beds called? They used to have ads for them. The foldable beds.
Oh, I don't know.
God damn it, dude! They used to have those ads all the time, and it was like, how many people are in the market for an adjustable medical bed? We need to advertise them on Jeopardy. It's like, but really, what, dude? There were so
until
many
we can mount a TV on the
fucks,
ceiling,
man.
We need to get a bed that sits up.
It's like you cannot eat a Subway footlong in the prone position. You have to, roll out of it. Well, we've figured that out. We put a lot of man hours into figuring out how to lift your fat fucking torso up far enough for you to be
The
able
reason
to,
they had those beds is because if a fire marshal ever comes, they're way over capacity, so they just throw a bunch of people back up into the walls. Fire marshal comes through. Okay, there's only 47 on this floor. That's good.
dude,
all the amputees.
Honestly,
48 and a half.
we're so close to them having to have like Murphy walls in apartment complexes so they can drag morbidly obese people out of the side of the
Very
building.
similar, yeah.
Like this wall will fold down for when you die, and because we used to have just set the building on fire.